Hello, and welcome to the wrap-up of my demo or walkthrough of the Nexus Repository Manager. So in this series of videos, we installed Nexus. We got it up and running locally. We created a series of NPM repositories. We proxied requests from the public repository. We published private packages, and we saw how the group repository is really useful for handling the ordering and definition in which packages are pulled. I wanted to just give a couple of other quick notes of things that I found useful or worth noting. I thought the install process for Nexus was really easy. It was really straightforward to install. I didn't have any problems. And one small thing that I really appreciated is when I want to open up the app, I don't have to actually go to the terminal and run Nexus each time. It actually will automatically run or open when I resolve the localhost URL. I thought one of a really valuable feature is this grouped repositories. I thought that was really useful. We're starting to move in that direction for GitLab. In 12.9, we launched a feature that will automatically pull packages that are not found in your GitLab repository. It will pull them from the public registry. I'd really like to add in the coming months the ability to set up an arbitrary amount of external repositories and provide a single URL endpoint like what Nexus is doing here for installing packages. I thought the documentation was okay. They have a lot of resources. I found a lot of duplicate content. They have in some cases, they're pointing you here to setting up the repositories from NPM, and then in other cases, they're pointing it to a node page, and then there's also these learn pages. So I had a hard time finding the single source of truth for what I was supposed to follow for documentation, even though all of it was easy to follow and relatively close. I thought the authentication was relatively straightforward. I didn't have any problems with that, although in the documentation, I had to jump ahead to find out exactly how to do that. I was a little confused about the switching back and forth between the repositories page and the browse page. I found myself often when I wanted to try and find a package, I would click into the repository, and then instead I had to go back to the browse. I guess I am not using it enough to really take advantage of the content selectors. I feel like if you have many teams and many developers, this is probably a really useful tool. I didn't find this very intuitive. I hope that for GitLab that we can improve on search and discovery. I thought cleanup policies was really useful. I thought that the name cleanup policies, I like that better than expiration policies because it does speak to both retaining and expiring packages or images. This is a minor nitpick now that we're this deep. I didn't appreciate that I couldn't really customize my user account too much. I would want to add an avatar or maybe add in some extra information here. But overall, I thought this was a really awesome application. I think I learned a lot doing it, and I hope that this was useful for you watching along. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.